What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Civilization 5 East Asia AI only battle. We are not in the final episode. That is not the right thing to say. Don't worry, don't panic. We are in the final episode before the results. I'm guessing there's 20 turns to go. We should sort of make it through that today. I'm guessing pretty close. If I don't waffle on too much in the gaps between the turns and don't, sit here and notice that the turn hasn't ended for too long, we should be all good. We should get towards about turn 300. And then next episode, we'll probably do the results. Have a little look at the info addicts and stuff, and then what do we do then? Then we will probably do some sort of like weird episodes where I show you 50 turns of progress, but I'll hop in every 10 turns or something. That's probably what we'll do to get to like 450 in another week or whatever. I don't know, 500. If it will let us get that far. I don't want to promise a number. I never want to put a real number there, although I just said 450 and then 500 very boldly. I mean, it might get there. It's probably a good chance, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Sometimes not a lot. It sometimes slows down, like the action later on. Like nothing might happen. So we won't be making too many promises just in case. But yeah, it's been really exciting so far. And I think there's definitely still a race, at least for the second, third, fourth, and fifth place. I think Mongolia may have done enough now. They've really leveled up. Like when they were getting big at the first time, when they were really starting to grow, when they were taking out China and Liao, and obviously later on they had some success against Ming and they helped against the Xia. But now they've really, all of those cities they took a good few turns ago, it's really starting to add up now. It took a while, right? They weren't great when they took all those cities, but now all those cities are online. You look just in this region here, Tabriz, I think that was theirs already, but Beijing, Guangzhou, Shangjing. Actually, I think they settled this. But, these cities, for example, these two, I mean, we saw these two change hands so many times. But now, look, they're both at 14 population after being decimated to, like, 1, both of them. Even those two cities are now probably adding quite a bit to the Mongolian Empire. The 3 cities they took off the Xia are pretty good as well. Plus all their own cities getting better as well. So, yeah, I mean, now they just have a ton of units. It's ridiculous. Plenty of citadels over here as well. Of course, that was in response to China's here, but yeah, they've definitely hit them back with some citadels. We'll see what happens. It's pretty peaceful at the moment. I know this China is still going after Ming and making slow progress, and they are about to grab another city here. They just missed out. Ming better move their planes, or they're going to lose them next turn as well. Should be pretty rough. Japan and Korea obviously had a few goes at each other. It's weird because like Japan, you'd think we keep saying they're rubbish. They do have a giant death robot, which is pretty cool. It is nice to see the civs going for the death robots. Of course, the nuclear non-proliferation vote probably assists them in that. Korea has them. Japan has one, or at least one. I think they had maybe just Japan has one. Korea has a couple. Do they have a couple? No, I think they just have one. But they have a lot of XCOM squads, which is also a pretty cool unit. But yeah, they have one too. Maybe I want to see. Does everyone have one? Let's just have a little bit. Does everyone? Looks like Ming doesn't have one, which is a shame. I don't think this China has one yet. They do have XCOM squads, so I think it is feasible that they could have one. Maybe they don't have uranium or whatever. I'll keep trying to hit next turn, not miss anything. It'd be really unsatisfying if we got to like 299. That would just be very annoying. I want to get to a nice round number. We probably won't actually, judging by so far. I don't know. Maybe it will be just short. It doesn't matter too much, right? Then it doesn't take me half an hour to do the results and look at the info addicts, so we can get to like 295 or whatever. That's fine. Actually, a lot of civs without giant death robots, although I'm looking for like very few. So there's not going to be tons of them, so they are going to be hard to spot. I may miss some, but I don't see any of these civs with them who are on screen at the moment. Do you have one? Don't think so. China did just grab this city off Ming. That was sort of inevitable. I'm sure this little one will go as well, although it's got very high defense, so it might take a while. What do we got here? Siam, do you have one? I don't know why you would, but just go on. I mean, if they've got XCOM squads, I think there's a chance, right? It's a similar part of the tech tree. Possibility, but doesn't look like it. Burma maybe has one. I think they were the first to reach tech level 80, but no. I think they have a lot of nukes, though. Am I losing my mind? They have one. Not a lot, but 1. 2 will do. That's not them. But yeah, they don't have one. Maybe not. I saw Mongolia did have one. I'm pretty sure they had one. I can't find it now amongst this monstrosity of units, but I think there was one in here somewhere. Maybe I'm getting that wrong as well, but I'm pretty sure there was one. There's got to be. Although they have used a lot of uranium for nukes, so maybe they don't have one. But I'm pretty sure I saw more. Do you have one, China? Maybe not. Maybe it is just Korea and Japan. No, there's... Oh, no, that's mine. That's my one up here in the corner. Yeah, maybe no one got one. I mean, fair enough. I don't know why. I thought we were seeing more than normal, but I was obviously completely wrong. It's okay. In terms of units we have seen, I think we're only missing one, right? Yeah, there's missile cruisers here, so I think the only unit that I haven't seen, not including anyone who's just opted away from a unique unit, I don't think we've seen a modern armor. And I'm just looking around now. I'm sure we'll find one like straight away. You know, when you look for it, you'll find it. But I think that's the one unit we may not have seen. I'm sure there was land ships and there's some tanks. I saw Ming had a tank. Tanks are very rare for the AI. Bit of a weird one. But yeah, I mean, it is dead now. But Ming did have one over here a minute ago. But maybe there's no modern armor. That's just interesting to note. Doesn't matter too much. I think every other unit is there's at least one of everything else. There is some civs have a few random guided missiles. So yeah, every unit getting its state. Oh, stealth bombers. I don't know if anyone's built a stealth bomber actually. That's another one. I haven't been checking, but also got a peace deal between this China and Korea. I did not even know they were at war. So there you go. That's the end of that. Jet fighter, bomber, flying tiger. Oh, they have their own unique plane or unique fighter. That's pretty cool. Did not see that. Oh, they have a stealth bomber. There you go. This China's got a stealth bomber, and they have a giant death robot now. just what Ming needed to come and raid through the radiation here with these XCOM squads. But there we go. We found some more units. That is fun. That's all we can do right now because there isn't too much fighting actually going on for the first time in this game. The Xia, sorry, have a tank. Why has no one got modern armor? Someone in Southeast Asia must have some modern armor. I can't even remember what the logo looks like, so I might be missing it. You have to really focus. No, I think we're just out of luck. None there. Siam, you gonna do it for us? You gonna have one? I don't think so. We might be out of luck. Let me know if you spotted a modern armor. There you go. Challenge to you guys. Find the modern armor unit in this episode. Timestamp it. Do what you need to do. I'm not gonna find it, am I? I want to find one now. I've made it my mission. I'm gonna find one. Mongolia must have one somewhere, like surely. It's almost like weirder for them not to have one than it would be for them to have one, right? Even if they were the only civ in the world to have one. There's a tank. I'm just gonna stare at this till they upgrade it. That's the way to go. It does require aluminium, so the AI probably has invested the aluminium into other stuff. But it seems a bit weird that the whole world is against this one unit. Like surely someone's got it. I'm not sure why the world's got more peaceful, by the way, because we had the science victory for Korea, so in theory they got nothing to do but kill each other now. Like this, the victory, the victories are out of the window. So very surprised they're not just wrecking each other, but we'll see. I think it just takes a civ getting a little bit weak, and then another one piles in. I think Ming could be a good prime example of that. I think fairly soon. They could be in trouble. If they keep losing stuff, I'm sure Mongolia might come after them again. How the heck did they get this tile? Oh, I guess it's part of this city. Korea could join in. Japan could even still join in theory, but I'm not sure. But yeah, these two Ming cities are still pretty good. 29, 22 pot. Could be useful to somebody, whether that will be Chiang Kai-shek or not. I mean, he's doing great. They are going to be really strong if they can survive long enough. Because remember, science, technology, everyone's pretty much there. Probably at this point everyone is there at 80. So technology is not as important anymore. It's more about production. So with all these cities, this China could, like Mongolia, took a while to really, look very scary. This China's in a similar position. 50 turns from now, they could be an absolute monster civ. I mean, they've practically doubled in size by adding Ming. So they could be a real monster by the, in sort of 50 years' time. So we'll see how their relations with Mongolia are, because that could really be the head-on rivalry. And obviously you've got the other China in the corner of the map too, but they have pieced out with Ming following the grabbing of that city just there on the coastline. So that's the end of that one. Ming is safe for a little while longer, but we now have no active border wars. Which is a shame. It's a shame. Because now we got to get through this now. Come on. I think the last 2 times when we've had nothing go on for a while in AI games, both times I said, oh, I'll cut and I'll come back when there's a big war, and both times it was in 2 turns. So maybe that's an omen. Maybe we should do that. But we can have a little look at some of the graphs and stuff. Demographic wise, Mongolia is still pretty dominant. Burma's doing okay, as is Korea there. But what we can do is go in the info addicts and play with the graphs and stuff. We can probably start to turn it on. I don't know if the lines save. We can turn on just the civs who are alive. That would really spice things up a little bit. But I hope it saves that when I close it, because I'm going to have to hit next turn every once in a while. Yeah, it does. Oh, that's perfect. Japan, Liao. No, Liao's dead. Ming. Korea, Xia, Khmer. Although there's still a few more. China, Siam, China. Mongolia, there we go. So it's a bit easier to see. I mean, obviously the lines that are tailing off are obviously the dead civs as well. China, Liao, the Khmer. I think they're the only ones to actually fully die. The Xia have dropped, look, but they're still fighting forwards. But yeah, once the line stops going forwards, that's when they're dead. That is score. Mongolia well out in front. Korea's actually sort of kept the gap. I mean, it dropped a bit here, but they've kept up there with them. This is People's Republic of China. They were miles ahead at the start, but they have really struggled in the mid-game, and then late game they've picked back up to about 4th place. This is Chiang Kai-shek's China. Rapid late-game rise into 3rd place, probably on the steepest ascent as well. So if they keep going, maybe if they went after the other China or one of the Southeast Asia, yeah, if you teamed up on the Champa with one of their neighbours, something like that, that could really work. Here's military. Mongolia taking a much bigger lead up there. Oh my goodness. 2nd place is, I believe, the Shan states, who are sort of were in the lead for a while here, but have been overtaken quite comprehensively. The Champa have just not added anything for a while, and everyone else is duking it out sort of below them on that list. And then down here we have the Xia, Ming, and Japan. Some of the not so good civs in the military numbers. Right, here we go. We got another list. Pointed military again. Here you go. Mongolia. 3 times as much as the Shan states almost. Chiang Kai-shek then below the 3 times threshold, as is Korea. So yeah, Mongolia, massive numbers, terrifying numbers for the rest of the world. Net gold, some of the civs managing to keep their money up. Mongolia is now running at a phenomenal loss. I don't know if their treasury is okay with that, or they just don't. Maybe their production is just so high that 2 units get deleted, but they're building 4. It's probably something like that every turn, which obviously works out for you. Here is gold income. Mongolia still with a massive lead, although their economy had a bumpy ride here. Look, a little dip. Has climbed up to number 1 again. And what else we got? Korea in 2nd. They're just more of a steady climb. Chiang Kai-shek's really shot up, conquering the Ming cities. It seems like those 3 are doing really well, but then as you can see, there's always a big fight for 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. They're all really close every time. Like this little pack of civs, and then obviously you have the Xia, Ming, and Japan, who have fallen a little bit, which makes sense. They're all sort of pretty small at this point. Treasury-wise, what have we got? Who have we got? We've got Mongolia starting to go down. Obviously, their GMP just went negative, I guess, and now it is the most negative. So that's going to drop quite a bit. Japan and the Xia pieced out. That does not matter at all. Someone whose treasury is still going up. I think that is New Siam, although it might be the Shan states. They're similar sort of colours there. That's New Siam. Korea's is also still going up. Chiang Kai-shek's is going up. The Champas is starting to go down. People's Republic of China's leveled off. I think this is, you know, normal Siam that's slowly depleting. Who is this? This civ is really struggling. That must be the Shan states with their big military. They're really struggling. It's nice we can actually use the graphs for once and they're readable. Happiness and trade routes, we won't look at that. Science, Korea well out in front in science output all the time, really. Ever since they took off about here. At the same time, China sort of died as well. Not sure if those things are related at all, but just interesting. Korea shoots up. Mongolia then sort of later on join them, is on a similar path. And again, the new China rising up here in third. People's Republic of China just behind them as well. Manufacturing, Mongolia well out in front in production for ages, by the way. This is before China had even started dying. The Tang China. So yeah, they are well out on top. But Chiang Kai-shek shooting into second. Korea not so good here. And the People's Republic of China also slowly growing in third. But this China's definitely keeping it competitive. Oh my goodness. Population, obviously Korea. Exponential growth. At one point Ming came within, you know, a whisker of catching up. But that was the point that Ming sort of collapsed. And yeah, now their population is much lower. Mongolia's is starting to pick up though. I mean, if you were to like expand this graph into future predictions, right? Korea's sort of on the track to end up here, right? On the culture button. Mongolia, though, they're on track to like shoot up and overtake them around here. Long way in the future. I mean, they're still about halfway, but yeah, they are going up steeper. They might overtake them one day in the future. Right. That's pretty interesting, though. And I think that is the Shan's... No, that is, again, I think New Siam. Yeah, in third. Because they have some massive cities. Chiang Kai-shek might start to grow, but look at the drop-off from Ming. That is crazy. It is cool when you can pick out the events on these graphs. Crop yield, Mongolia's been the biggest, and they've been well out in front for a while. That is Korea, I think, now climbing into second. Yeah, Ming again was briefly ahead and has fallen. And Chiang Kai-shek's now growing, because obviously his country is massive. Technologies, that's not as useful. Most of them are up there. I don't know how these guys are not getting texts and stuff. I don't know what's going on there. That's weird. Policies, again, pretty hard to read. I think that's People's Republic of China and maybe the Shan or New Siam again. Land area, Mongolia was fighting it out with, I think, Ming there. And yeah, and then obviously Mongolia went up, Ming went down. And Chiang Kai-shek's China also grew up to third. But Korea is actually still second. Sea tiles are included, so maybe that's not as impressive. Cities, actually, Chiang Kai-shek's China is now above Mongolia, so we'll see how that pans out. Korea still sits in third there, and then there's People's Republic of China. Some of the others, this is a really messy, weird-looking graph compared to some of the others. Culture-wise, it's actually a pretty neck and neck between Mongolia and the People's Republic of China. You can see the graph moving again that turn. That's pretty interesting. Obviously, yeah, I mean, Mao got so many wonders early on. And it's another fight. It's a very close fight for third and fourth as well. Influentialness, that's not so useful. Tourism, again, Mongolia and the People's Republic with all those wonders fighting it out. And then I think that's New Siam again, or the Shan, one of them in third. We'll have a proper look at the info addicts, don't worry. We're just trying to see any of the cool like events you can spot. I mean, look at this lead Mao had in terms of wonders. Still has it, but it's been a slow growth. He actually lost one very briefly and then got it back. I think he stole this one here and then lost it again and then got it back. It's not that he lost one of his. Faith gain. We'll look at religion separate. I don't think there is a... Oh my goodness. Who is this? This is someone obviously without a religion, but who tried to get one and just failed because they've just shot in front and then never... Because they never spent it, yeah. That's pretty ridiculous. Bigger cities. I mean, we can look at it. Ooh, Seoul has really dropped. What's happened? Oh, they settled another city nearby, didn't they? Yeah, Daejeon is starting to steal Seoul's food, but Daegu's up to 30. Oh my goodness, how did that happen? That was like 18 just a minute ago. Okay, fair enough. Seoul dropped, but it's worth it, right? This one growing's pretty big. I know I said you don't want to lose from the big pot, but this is like doubled, so fair enough. And this has come out of nowhere since last episode. So fair enough, right? Sacrificing about 3 or 4 to get to 45 in these two. Fair enough. That's probably a big enough trade-off for it to be worth it. This one's at 34. Incheon is also about to hit 40 here. That is crazy numbers from Korea in terms of population. Absolutely ridiculous. What was the other big city? I think Korea had like 4 of the top 10 there. Yeah, they did. Incheon at 39, as is Seoul. The New Siam capital, and Hangzhou then sits there at 34. And then it's in New Siam again. Shanghai, and then another Korean. Daegu is now up there on the list. Ming still has a city up there. So there you go, and I think Mongolia's capital, and then it was also Burma's capital, filling out the rest of the 30 pop cities. But religion, I don't think any of them were too dominant, and it's still pretty close. I mean, this one from the Shan has dropped off a bit, 15. 21 and 20 though, 21 for Catholicism from the Khmer, and Great Liao, 20 with Islam. So 2 dead civs leading the religious charge so far. Quite interesting. It looks like we might make it close. I don't think we're quite going to get there, but it doesn't matter. We'll get to like 298 or something. It's not a disaster. What is Korea's actual number of population now? Oh no, why'd I do that? It's crashed. Okay, we'll come back in a second. Okay, well, we're back. We won't play with the info anymore, at least when Mongolia are taking their turn. They are getting really yeah, they're getting to that point where they do have too many units. Like, I think if they declare war, we might, sadly, it might just break. But it happens. You know, they have so many units, it can happen. But hopefully we'll be okay. I just won't look at them anymore, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, let's just get through the rest of these turns. I won't play around too much. I mean, I lost all my graphs and stuff now with all the tick box options. And we got through everything. I just wanted to see Korea's population number. We can do that in an off turn or at the end when it doesn't matter if it breaks. But there we go. What is going to happen? We need a war, right? I'm pretty sure everyone on Earth... they're not all at peace, but there's no one who like borders anyone, fighting anyone. Hopefully something happens. It has been suggested before that I just go in the in-game editor, and I found how to do it. You can just make people fight each other. We might do that later on. If there's an obvious war, should just make everyone team up on Mongolia, maybe? I don't know. Something like that could be kind of interesting. It would be a giant mess, but it would be funny. I'm definitely going to do an AI only that revolves around that at some point, where we just force the civs to be at war. It just needs to be not so many civs. But now we're doing these smaller maps, that could easily work. We could fit something in. There's a few ideas, guys. Don't worry, I've actually got a Word document now with plenty of ideas for new videos. Let me just get it up actually, so I can... Maybe I can run some of them by you, and you can, you know, let me know whether you would want to see said idea. I'm not going to give it away, obviously, completely, but maybe I can throw some of those ideas out there. At the moment, on the AI only part of said list, there is a Middle East to India spanning AI battle. This list did not save. God dang it. Okay, Japan v Ming, though, is something, so that's good. We got something. Sadly, I don't know if Japan has enough stuff to do this. Wait, are you still... Okay, no, they're just killing some Ming units. I thought that was Korea. I was like, are you still at war? But no. We'll see how this goes. I mean, it'd be a great comeback story if Japan got these islands. I don't think it will happen, though. But yeah, in terms of the list, for AI battles, there's a Middle East to India AI battle on there. So sort of similar style to this one, but for like Western Asia, India, the Middle East, Turkey. Sort of have those kind of regions on the map. I don't know what map's available to do that on. I haven't looked in the pack if there's one exactly that fits my requirements, or if I need to try and find one. Hopefully that's a very yeah, that's a concept. Hopefully there's a map that fits it, I guess. Or if any of you know how to make maps, then there you go. Maybe you can help me out. And the other idea at the moment in the Civ 5 AI only sort of category is to do a Europe one as a sort of tester with city-states. Because there's obviously smaller maps again and different maps within this new map pack that I'm using. It's still the Yet Not Another Earth one, but it's a new version or whatever, with loads more maps in it. I don't know how I didn't know about it earlier, but someone very kindly pointed it out. And there's tons of maps in it of like much smaller versions of every area. So yeah, we'll probably try and do a Europe one with actual city-states. So for the first time ever, Venice can play. We'll see how that works out, because I think... yeah, that'll be quite interesting. But there's some other cool video ideas on here for other stuff as well, which I'm writing down for the first time ever, because I'm going to be trying some new stuff with my Let's Play content. So we'll see how that goes. Trying some more one-off kind of videos, you know, that are shorter. Enemy is near. What? Wait, what the heck? Oh, okay, no, that's fine. There is an enemy in our territory, but it's not this territory. I was a bit concerned then. I thought we were about to be eliminated, but we made it through. We survived. Got a bit concerned. It's all fine. Right, Mongolia, come on, give us a war. But preferably don't break the game when you do it. You know, just find some balance in there somewhere. I mean, them v Chiang Kai-shek's China would be crazy. it would be a Mongolia win eventually. But like, there's so many cities, there's a lot of units. It would be brutal, these two going at it. Especially if you give it, like, maybe give these guys another, even just 15, 20 turns to really build up so that they're also full of units. I'm not sure the PC would handle it, but that would be some chaos right there. I would love to watch some of that. That would be pretty cool. Again, not sure we're gonna get it, but can only hope. Only hope that's what happens. Come on, somebody. Come on. Even if it's just Korea killing the Tsar, just give us something to get through these difficult moments. Sure, it will happen. He says. Probably never ever happen now. Just jinxed it. Come on, somebody. Be brave. Declare that war. You know you want to. I think some of them are too close. Like they're too similar. I think that's the issue for some of these civs. They're all like, they've all got slight different strengths and weaknesses, but in terms of overall units, I think all 5 of them are pretty similar. Obviously, it's going to come down to somebody like this China now to turn their attention over this way, which would be really interesting. And obviously, I don't know what this China can do at this point. They're in a very rough. They're between a rock, a hard place, and some mountains. Like, that's not where you want to be. I mean, Korea will probably eliminate Japan eventually, so that's at least something for them to do, right? But again, it's just that fear. This border is terrifying, right? Korea looks great, but come on, this is unreasonable. They've nearly filled every tile in the space of this episode, or the last one and this one. That's just crazy stuff, but fair play to them. You know, if they're gonna keep making progress, I guess that's what they deserve to win. I don't know what we're going. Some weird. I'm trying to fill things here. How is Japan getting on? This is our war right now. Not great. Not much has really happened. This city defense is so high. A lot of them are ridiculous. I guess it's because everyone's at the end of the tech tree. It's going to be pretty brutal. But I'm sure, but, you know, surely someone's going to conquer something. I'm looking down and I'm just sort of hoping that I look up and something's there. I'm trying everything possible to sort of jinx it into reality. I'm not sure that's how it works, but you never know, guys. I'm doing everything I can for you to get this to work. It's not working. Come on, Mongolia. You can do it. Be brave. You don't even need to be brave. I'm sure you could beat absolutely anyone head to head here. I'm sure we'll get it eventually, and they'll declare war on like Siam or somebody that they can't get to at all. 298. We might make it. This is a new thing. Can the game process 2 turns in 2 minutes and 40 seconds? It's on. The race is on. I'm watching it now. That's what we got left. There we go. We got some new content. There we go. This is what we needed. A race. just do a Civ 5 race. That's how things go. Also, with these smaller maps, I mean, in theory, you could do some time lapses, right? Like, obviously, okay, no, this is as zoomed out as I can go, so maybe not. But you could maybe try and do something more. I don't know what I could do, but you could do some other interesting stuff. You know, like, remember, I don't know if people remember when I did the alternate battles where we ran exact same game twice, but we obviously had a backup one, just that where things would eventually go. Oh, we do finally have some wars, I guess. All against Ming. China and Siam do not matter. New Siam. Yeah, they could definitely come over here and do something, so that's at least something. Maybe there's some hope for some wars to break out as Ming keep falling. Right, here we go, game. Ooh, 8 minutes and 20. Okay, it took over a minute. Ooh. It's gonna be close. I think Mongolia's turn needs to end right about now if we're gonna get it under. We will go to turn 300, but I just want to see. Here we go. Next turn. Boom. There is 1 minute and 28 seconds. Can the game do it in time? Doing it. Okay, another war versus Ming. Will the Shan join in? I'm gonna say yes. It's my perfect timing. That is. Will Japan's already in. Who's next? Come on. Who's the next Civ? We've gone down to gambling as our way of spicing this up. Ming can't declare war on themselves. Who's next? We'll take a 50-50 punt on it. They do get a peace deal with Burma. The Tsar, they won't join in. This China, they just peaced out, so they're not going to join in. Who's next? Siam, they're already in. I think we might be... Yeah, I don't think anyone else can join in. Never mind. Mongolia, I think, could join in. But there you go. 40 seconds to go, AI. It is Siam's turn. I think Mongolia is then next. Oh, no. There's this China. And then there's Mongolia. Here you go. Mongolia got 30 seconds to do whatever they want to do with their absolute massive units. They have to choose probably quite a few productions every turn, because they've probably got every building. They are just pumping out units. Here they go. Ooh, it's ticking down. 15 seconds for Mongolia. This is going to be close. This is definitely the peak of artificial excitement. Also, just cool to note, it's 2019 AD, so I think we're going to hit 2021 or 2020 here. Oh, it did it with 2 seconds to spare. There we go. Good job, Mongolia. And we hit 2020. That's pretty cool. We're in like the present era. But there you go. Next episode, I will calculate the results with the usual score system. We're going to do it for a top 5, though, not a top 10. And then, yeah, I'll just do some sort of not highlights, but I'll probably do 50 turn episodes where I show you every 10 turns, right? So I'll show you what happened at 310, 320, 330, 340, 350. Hopefully, I tried to do that once before and nothing happened, so I just showed you like 150 turns in the future when a few things happened. Sometimes the AI does slow down towards the end, so maybe we won't see too much. But there we go. I think it's been an exciting game. We'll come back with the results. I think the 2nd to 5th place will actually be really interesting. I think Mongolia has done enough to win. I might be wrong. It's not all about production and size and stuff, but they do seem to be really good, so I wouldn't put it past them to have won. But thank you so much for watching. As always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe as well if you are new to the channel. And if you're already subscribed, I would appreciate it. If you could appreciate it, I'm going too fast. I would appreciate it if you could turn on your notifications as well. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.